Okay, so let's talk about Fender. Let's talk about PRS. A lot of drama, a lot of controversy, and honestly, I just kind of wanted to hop on here and give my take on it as a builder, as a guy just in the garage that does this as a hobby. And you can kind of see my CNC machine behind me. It's small, and I got it that way just because I could do prototype guitars on it. I love building guitars. I love the concept of modding guitars. And obviously, you take a look at this one. It's got a humbucker on it. As sacrilegious as that could be, it's just because I'm inspired by different genres of music and love John Mayer. I got the guitar because I've played it, and man, I had to have one once I played it, and I loved it. I loved having this one, and this is actually the second one I've had. I didn't mess up the first one, didn't mod that one or tear that one up, but I will say the quality control on these PRSs are amazing. I got mine through Guitar Center online. Got it, and right away had some electrical issues with it. Contacted PRS, and they made it right. They're like, look, just contact Guitar Center, they're gonna make it right, promise. And sure enough, man, in a week, I had another one. And that one was flawless, still played the same, set up perfectly. And over the years, I just kind of wanted to I'm always tinkering and playing with stuff, man. And so put a humbucker in this one, put a Lawler Imperial pickup in it, and it works and sounds great. I love it. But from my point of view, this kind of brings up a perspective with builders. Like, okay, well, where's the line? Like, are all shapes eternal now? Like, they're all like the Highlander. There can only be one shape, and only one guitar company gets to hold that shape. I just don't agree with that. And honestly, like, the perspective of the cease and desist, like, look, Fender's got the right to, anyone has the right to send out a cease and desist if you have enough money, and a lawyer, and an LLC or some kind of corporation, right? Like, an LLC does have the right to defend their logo, trademark, heritage, absolutely. But PRS has already been down this road with Gibson, and it didn't end so well with Gibson. And I kind of foresee the same thing happening with Fender. The thing of the matter is, you've had a trademark, you haven't defended it. Now, that doesn't give anyone the right to take that trademark and copy it as their own. And I don't think most of these builders have not, at least in the Americas. And I'm using the term Americas because that comes out from our Fender CEO that just came out with a new video about 4 or 5 days ago, and saying that they are not suing anyone. They are not asking inventories to be destroyed. They're not fining anyone. However, the cease and desist, a legal written paper instructing companies to do such. Sounds like they're kind of taking a step back, which I think is a good move. Not just for their brand, but for the heritage and the legacy of what these guitars stand for. They're kind of one of a kind that came out where, like, hey, if you don't like the neck, you just bolt a new one on. And the thing is, like, when we look at the standard of a guitar today, you gotta love what you're playing. You gotta love what you're doing with it. And I think PRS has done a great job of that. John Mayer went to them like, hey, I have this guitar in my brain. Can you help me unlock it? And he had just kind of hit wits end with Fender, and here's a guitar company where in his contract he could have 2 guitars a year. And when his builder left to do his own thing, they're like, well, we've already given you 2 for the year, so we can't give you any more. And that's just one side of it, right? So, I mean, do your own research and read up on that. But here's the thing, like, both of these companies are huge. PRS is huge, Fender is huge. I don't think this needs to be the Highlander struggle if there can only be one. But, when it comes down to it, the end result, Fender, is the last statement that the CEO made is, hey, look, words matter, shapes matter, so-and-so things matter. It was a very well-written speech. Potentially, he might have gotten an Oscar for it. I'm not sorry for the sarcasm. If you listen to it, like, it's, part of it makes me mad, part of it makes me go, oh, okay. But he's right, words do matter. And you know, actions matter too. So actions speak louder than words. And honestly, the actions that we've seen is stop what you're doing. We own that shape. Don't touch it. We own anything that looks like that shape. Don't touch it. You know, Sewer Guitars has been issued. LS&L guitars have been issued. Some other boutique builders, PRS has gotten cease and desist on this bad boy right here. And, you know, I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. Like I said, like PRS, it's already been down this road with Gibson. They've got teams of lawyers. Some of these other companies don't, right? And if you're not responding to this legal action, it might be perceived as, well, you're just submitting to it. And I think the goal of this is, the good thing about this as it's coming up is it's going to set a precedent for what other builders can do, like myself. Like, do I have the right as a builder to make something similar? Like if I just took this headstock and put it on a guitar, that's wrong. That's morally, it's wrong. It's not right in my mind. And I have several guitars that I've made that I could never sell because the headstock looks very similar to a Sewer guitar. And for one reason is that I sold my Sewer Alt T. I saw Mateus Asado play this guitar and I fell in love with it. And I had to have it. And I got that guitar, saved up my money, bought that guitar, I had it for a couple of years. And then I sold it to buy my first CNC kit that I had to build and put together. So it's got kind of some legacy and heritage with me and it personal attributes, right? Maybe I'll show some of those builds on this channel, but they're not for sale. I think eventually, like, I have some shapes that I've designed and I'm still searching for that right headstock, but you know, I've made some that are similar, right? And from that perspective, that's okay. I'm just building, I'm not selling these things. But companies that are overseas and they're clearly ripping people off, they're clearly ripping off intellectual property designs and calling it their own, or even putting a Fender logo on it, and it's a copycat, right? Like it's a fake. That's not right. And so I think I'm hoping for both sides of this in this drama that's out there is that there's going to be a middle ground, right? Like somewhere in this, it's got to all make sense. And that the court case, when this finally does, if it does go to case, both sides will be held accountable. So Fender could stand to lose a lot. They could stand to gain a lot. However, you know, what they're saying is shapes matter, and you're right, shapes do matter, but you're using dreadnought shapes today that Martin Guitars has. All acoustic builders are using dreadnought shapes, right? All guitar makers are using humbuckers today. Seth Lover did a great service for this country when he made some humbucker guitars, humbucker pickups, excuse me. But I mean, amp modelers, Fender has their own, and they've recently changed wording on their site that's pointing to a British style amp. Well, what is a British style amp? It's a Marshall or it's a Vox amp. Come on. And you're modeling after it. Modeling means I've traced every component to sound and feel identical to that real amp. A capture technology is I'm capturing an image of a scene of an amp that is being reproduced digitally. They didn't make those speakers, they didn't make those components or those amps, but they're selling it and they're making lots of money off of it. But they're saying, don't do this because it's that. So, rightfully so, look, they got the means and the justification to defend their legacy, so they say. I don't feel like it's helping. I feel like it's tarnishing their legacy. And I hope quickly and swiftly this, it could be years, man. Like, it's just, and unfortunately, I feel like the smaller guitar companies, if something isn't done, will they still be around, right? Like if they keep getting these threats, now the CEO is saying, hey, we're not pursuing any legal ramification in the Americas. Currently, we're only, if you're in the European countries, currently, saying that word a lot, currently, because currently is not an end-all be-all. It is right now, at this point in time, comma, We're only doing this. But in the future, we're coming for you. No, I'm sorry. I don't know if that's happening. But look, a lot to say about this. A lot I won't say about it. But that's my 2 cents on it. I would love to hear your feedback. I've been watching all these videos, a lot of great videos coming up. I even, check on my channel. I'm new on YouTube, man, so appreciate any love or comments you could give. Also made another video just with AI, a little spoof of Fender, and there can only be one. So take a listen to that. Just having fun with it, trying to make some humor out of all this. But take care. See you soon.